Looking crazy right now, but anyways, um, so since taking over my name because the government owns your social security name, so on the back of your social security card explanation it says please return to the government if needed. So when you take, that's what puts you under the construct of ORSs, lawsuits, IRS, paying taxes, corporate America. So if you're under that, you have to recertify yourself and take ownership over the name because they own your name under their government. So once you take over the name, that means you own your name and you're your own government. So no one governs you but yourself. Besides capital crimes, but then I have the method to overcome capital crimes on a legal status, legal method. Especially being a prophet makes it so much easier. So legally, you know what I mean? They know I'm prophetic. They know everything of that nature, and I'm coming out owning my name. So legally, by your federal agencies, international agencies, and even your state and law agencies, I'm legally prophetic. You know what I mean? Which I don't really need a legality to tell me what God made me for, right? But it's a good, nice thing to have. But anyways, once you take over your SSN, which is your Tin Man, it's because on the back of your social security card, like I said, it says the government basically owns you. If we request this, please return, and because they own your birth name, because of the birth certificate, which is $1 million bond in certain natures if you know the process. And so once you take over your SSN, which is your Tin Man, you don't have to pay our taxes. You don't have to do anything. You're your own government, basically. So when I took over, this is more for the lawsuits. Anyone who spoke on me, anyone who tagged me, anyone who has text messages, social media messages, I can sue for any amount for one name drop. Because that's the legalities of ownership of your name. It's ownership over your name, over copyrights, over things of the nature. And then plus I'm a prophet, I have ownership over my documentation. So you screenshot, screen mirror, or anything of that nature, you're stealing documentation of my own ministry, which is a sovereign ministry or something to that nature. I use that really briefly in a descriptive nature. So because there's some certain things have limitations. But anyways, by that being said, if you name drop me, you talk about me, you stalk me, you talk to your friends, tag, etc., screenshot, I can name any ridiculous amount for one frame per second, one video, one name drop, one tagging, etc., for one time you use it. So this is informing the communities, the lawsuits. So if I catch you talking about me or anything in a negative nature, most of the time I'm not gonna trip if it's positive nature, right? But if it's in a negative nature, you can get any ridiculous amount lawsuit from me because ownership of the name means I'm my government. So if you're ownership of your name and you're not under the government construct of lawsuits and this is just informing the communities that I'm putting you in informed. If you don't see this, that's not my fault. You know what I mean? Everyone comes on my page, watches. I see the names of my stories, etc. But anyways, I'm sharing this to the unmoderated group. I'm sharing this on my page and sharing it on YouTube. So you guys are well informed that you are able to get sued for any type of stalking, any type of screen recording, any type of hacking, any type of stealing, screenshotting, listening to me with radio frequencies, do weapons, routers, any type of theft, and thou not shalt steal. You know what I mean? Thou shalt not steal. I just have a higher nature of legalities than the normal man because I'm legally a prophet and spiritually a prophet. God, you know what I mean? I'm a little more than a prophet, but I just humble myself to the prophetic nature because I can tell you timelines of things that you would not ever see, but I keep them to myself mostly. And the living word legend, I'm interpreting the Bible slowly in my mind, and you probably will have a new Bible because I'm a legitimate king when I enter the nature of my prophetic lifeline. So I'm a legitimate king walking amongst, just like Christ walking amongst the sinners and etc. So get ready for the lawsuits to come. I'm taking my sweet time, but that's because the more people that talk about me, the more money I make. God bless.